Long ago, near a quiet forest at the edge of a great kingdom, there lived 6 brothers and their little sister. Once, they were princes and a princess. Their father had been a kind king, but after he passed away, their lives changed forever. Their stepmother became queen. She was beautiful on the outside, but her heart was full of jealousy. The people loved the 7 children more than her, and she could not bear it. One cold morning, she sent them away from the palace. "You have no place here anymore," she said cruelly. With no gold, no servants, and no royal clothes, the children were forced to live in a small, broken cottage near the forest out. The cottage was old, rain leaked from the roof, the wind entered through cracks in the walls. There was never enough food. Every morning, the 6 brothers went into the forest to cut wood and gather fruits to sell in the village. Their hands became rough and tired from hard work. Their little sister stayed home. She cleaned the cottage, cooked simple meals, and waited for her brothers every evening with a warm smile. Even though they were poor, they were happy together. At night, they would sit around a small fire, telling stories and laughing, but high above, in the palace tower, the stepmother watched them. "They have nothing," she whispered angrily. "Why are they still smiling?" Her jealousy turned into hatred. One afternoon, after a long day of work, the 6 brothers rested beside a quiet lake in the forest. The water was calm and clear. Suddenly, the air turned cold. Dark clouds covered the sky. The stepmother appeared from the shadows, wearing dark robes. Her eyes glowed with magic. "You may live in poverty," she said coldly, "but I will take away your happiness." She raised her hands and began chanting a spell. Green smoke surrounded the brothers. Before they could escape, their bodies began to change. Their arms turned into wings. Their hands became white feathers. Their voices turned into cries. In moments, the 6 princes became 6 white swans. The stepmother laughed and disappeared. The swans cried helplessly by the lake. That evening, when the sister waited and her brothers did not return, fear filled her heart. She ran into the forest, calling their names. After searching for hours, she reached the lake. There she saw 6 beautiful white swans standing silently by the water. One swan walked toward her and gently touched her hand. With its wing, she understood at once. "My brothers," she whispered, tears falling down her face. She knelt and hugged them. "I promise," she said softly, "I will save you." The next morning, she went deep into the forest to find help. After a long journey, she found an old hermit living inside a small cave filled with glowing stones. "Please," she said, "tell me how to break the curse." The hermit looked at her kindly. "You must sew 6 shirts from enchanted silver thread," he said. "You must gather the thread from wild stinging plants, and while you sew, you must not speak a single word until the last shirt is finished. If you speak even once, the curse will never break." Without fear, she agreed. For many days and nights, she gathered the painful plants. They hurt her hands and made them bleed. But she did not stop. She sat near the lake, sewing the 6 shirts. Carefully, she did not speak. Not when she was hungry. Not when she was tired. Not when villagers asked her questions. She stayed silent and kept working. The stepmother soon discovered her plan. Furious, she created storms to frighten her. Strong winds blew, rain poured heavily, thunder crashed loudly, but the sister remained strong. Her love was greater than fear. Finally, after many painful days, she finished the 6th shirt. At that very moment, the stepmother appeared again in a storm of dark clouds. "Speak," she screamed. "Tell me you are afraid." But the sister stayed silent with courage. She threw the first shirt over one swan. A bright golden light flashed. The swan transformed back into a prince. She quickly placed the 2nd shirt, then the 3rd, the 4th, and the 5th. Each swan turned back into a brother. The storm became stronger as the stepmother screamed in anger. With her last strength, the sister placed the 6th shirt over the final swan. A powerful light burst across the sky. The dark clouds disappeared. The 6 princes stood before her, human again. The stepmother's dark magic turned against her. The shadows surrounded her, and with one final scream, she vanished forever. The forest became peaceful again. The brothers rushed to their sister. After many silent days, she finally spoke. "It is over." They hugged her tightly. "You saved us," the eldest brother said softly. They returned together to their small cottage. They were still poor, but they were together and that was enough. The villagers heard of the sister's bravery and kindness. They respected her courage. And from that day forward, the 7 siblings lived peacefully, knowing that love and sacrifice are stronger than any dark magic, because true royalty is not about crowns or gold, it is about keeping your promise.